If it wasn't people like Oscar out there, I wouldn't be here today.
Martin had a diagnosis of acute myeloid leukemia and had to therefore go through very intensive chemotherapy to achieve a remission before proceeding to his transplant. And the patients who go on to receive a transplant have usually got high-risk leukemia, so they're at risk of relapsing and dying from their leukemia if they don't proceed to the transplant. So the transplant is increasing their chances of long-term cure.
I went to surgery, and then from surgery I was rushed into ICU, and then they found out that I had AML.
Transplants fall into two categories: autologous, where the patient and donor are one and the same, and allogeneic, what most people know about donor transplants, where the donor is somebody else, typically from the family or an unrelated volunteer. There is only a 1 in 4 chance that any sibling would be a match, so it means that the vast majority of people will need a transplant from a volunteer. Patients who need a transplant because of underlying leukemia would normally live around 1 to 2 years at most without one. A successful transplant is effectively a cure.
At first I was supposed to have had a transplant in October. I was told that they had found a donor, and then that went to the wayside. Later on I was then told that they found another donor, not knowing it was Oscar at the time, and then I had a transplant in November.
Martin got in contact with us, so he's had acute myeloid leukemia. He had a stem cell transplant 4 years ago now. He's been over to Sweden to visit his donor, and his donor wanted to come to the UK for the first time and wanted to meet the team that looked after him when he had his transplant. So a brilliant opportunity to showcase the work that we're doing here in Cardiff. Myself and my colleagues, Leah and Leanne, we infused the stem cells. To be in the room on the day and help administer those cells is a real joy to be there, because it's an accumulation of the journey that they've been through, and actually it's a great sense of accomplishment for the patients to get to infusion day, and it's like the first day of the rest of their lives, so yeah, brilliant.
I started donating blood when I was 18. I had a friend and she told me that, oh, there's this thing, you can donate stem cells if you're a match, and I was like, oh, maybe I should sign up, and I got a swab kit, and then a few months later they contacted me and told me that, oh, there's a match, would you like to proceed? It felt easy because it's an obvious choice. You can help save someone, and if I were in that position, I would like the same thing to happen for me or my mom.
I've known Martin since he first came through the day unit prior to transplant, so we built a really good relationship from the get-go. After he had his transplant, I was one of his key workers. We would support him with anything he needed following the transplant. I don't get to see him as much anymore because he's doing really, really well, and so only requires to come to us like once every 3 months. But each time he comes back is nice to see the other side of it. Having seen him so poorly and how he is now is just amazing.
When I meet with Martin here, yeah, it feels good. Yeah. This is what life is about, I guess. Yeah.
Please, wherever you can, register. If you're called up, then please donate.
Come and join the party. Come and save a life. It would be one of the best things that you would have ever done.